Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. All right, so today's reading is all about finding out what happened, in your relationship. Why did they leave? Why did they leave? What happened? Like, I get it. Like, breakups or somebody leaving and you never really quite get an explanation what happened, So that's what we're going to look into. So I've got 3 groups here. I've already done your readings as I'm recording this intro. I've already done your readings. These 3 sets of cards were some of the many cards that came out in the different readings. So you can take a look and see what resonates. Obviously, it's just a very small piece of a much bigger reading, but maybe something in it will click for you. So for group 1, you have, it's easier to block everything out right now. I'd rather ignore my emotions, and you were my best friend. For group 2, we have, I promise you, and I hate how things ended. And finally, for group 3, we have, I'm uneasy about myself. I don't know if I can truly make you happy. And I just want to make you smile. All right, so go ahead and pick yourself a group. Go into the description box, click on the timestamp, and I will see you in your reading. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, let's take a look. Let's figure out what happened in your relationship. Why did they leave? Why did it end? Let's see what happened. So we're going to start with some tarot cards. I've got some oracle cards and message cards, and we are going to do a pretty good deep dive here and see what happened. Hopefully get you some closure here on some level anyway. Or maybe give you some hope. Maybe there's a chance of reuniting. I don't know. We'll see. All right. All right. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Empress reversed, and the Nine of Swords reversed. I'm going to get a few more cards here. The High Priestess, the Magician, Strength, and 3 of Pentacles reversed. And get a few oracle cards out here, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. All right, we have card 25, the Innocent Child. 51, Fatal Event. And 39, the Obstacle. All right. So, early on, what I'm seeing is that your person was very self-assured, very self-sufficient, very they felt very abundant and secure in their own life. You brought to them like an emotional connection, a sense of, what I'm hearing is unspoken love. Like an instant connection almost when y'all met maybe, or soon after. They really felt that instant connection right away. Like, again, unspoken love. So the words may not have been said, but there was that magnetic draw to you. And then they could see things starting to change. You were creating your own life as they had. You were manifesting new things in your life, drawing new opportunities your way, coming up with new ideas, new things in your life that just expanded your horizons a bit. But they didn't want to change. That's what I'm seeing here with this Four of Pentacles, is they liked the way it was. Almost like they were the secure one. Not that you were insecure, but they were self-sufficient and good by themselves, and you came in and made everything beautiful and happy and nice. And that didn't go away, but in addition to that, over time and I don't know how long this scenario is, so it may have happened quickly, but they started to see you not just be this happy, possibly spiritual, clear thinking, person who just added to their life. They saw you begin to create your own life, and somehow you being successful, you being proud and abundant and creating opportunities for yourself almost made them feel less secure, more insecure. So they kind of withdrew into themselves a little bit. And if you look at this picture, and this Four of Pentacles, this person is pulling what they have close to them, looking the other way, closing their eyes. It made them feel insecure. And they really just wanted things to go back to the dynamic it was earlier. And the stronger you got, the more powerful you became, more like inner power, not outer power, but inner power. The more you showed how strong you really are, the less they felt about themselves. Almost like they needed to be the strong one so that you could rely on them. And once they realized you didn't need to rely on them, and they watched you do things that they didn't think they could even do themselves, it changed their opinion, not so much of you, but of themselves. And they didn't like that. So rather than, tell you what's going on, tell you how they're feeling, and do what they can to build up their own self-esteem, or let you help them build it up. They basically ran away from it. It's like they took what was left of their ego and tail between their legs, just gone. That's what I'm seeing here. So these last two cards sort of represent what's next. You know, their energy is them coming out of it, you know, snapping out of it a little bit with this Nine of Swords reversed. But I don't see you as being very interested. But let's get some more cards and get a little more information. All right, Spirit, can you give us some cards here to clarify each of these energies? Let's start with a card to clarify the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Let's look at their past energy. Page of Wands. And can you give us a card, please, for the High Priestess and the Magician? This is for Group 1's past energy. Three of Wands. Yeah. Initially, you gave them inspiration. You know, you made them feel strong and powerful just by being around you. You know, your energy, your encouragement. You know, they were already secure in themselves, you know, to an extent. But you also came in and reminded them how great they are. You built them up even further. And that felt great. And then they saw you building yourself up and manifesting opportunities and making plans for the future. And suddenly that made them feel small. Like they still had that fire in them, but they went from, you know, a queen with the Queen of Pentacles to a page. It's like going from an adult to a preteen. Like all of a sudden feeling like they've gone backwards. When really nothing has changed for them except their own mindset. You just intimidated them. All right. So let's look at the final energies and the future energies. Spirit, can you give us a card to help clarify the Empress reversed and the Nine of Swords reversed? Thank you. The Tower. If they pulled away, they like ripped the rug out. It was a structure. It was a situation that couldn't have stayed and lasted anyway, the way it was. All right, let's get one card for your energies, the Strength and Three of Pentacles reversed, just to get a full picture here. And Six of Swords. So they started to doubt themselves, and they pulled away, they left, they took off, however that played out. Leaving didn't feel to them like that big of a deal. It was harder for them to stay than to leave, but having left, that's when their world came crashing down, because leaving you didn't automatically restore their self-esteem by any stretch. By leaving you, by leaving the relationship, they were forced to look at themselves without the benefit of your encouragement. Like, nothing left. You know, it's like they had given away their self-esteem and then they threw away everything else. That tower moment hit them quickly. They're still feeling it. They're still feeling it. They are starting to come out of it with this Nine of Swords reversed, but they're still feeling it. You, on the other hand, you've moved on. I'm sure you're curious. Obviously, if you're here, what happened? But I see that you've moved on. And really not looking back right now. You know? All right, Spirit, can we get final outcome cards for both energies to clarify these final two cards specifically? Okay. For them, it's the Two of Swords reversed. I'm going to move this on here. And for you, it's the Three of Swords. Yeah, you were hurt by this situation. Absolutely. As one would expect. But you're handling it very well. That's what I feel. You too may need to go within and heal from this. But I do feel your strength. Like, you'll be okay one way or another. They are coming out of it. They are realizing what a mistake they made. They are realizing that it was kind of childish. It was juvenile, is what I'm hearing. And they're kind of kicking themselves for it. I do think they may try to come back around, may try to reconcile. I don't see that card here specifically, but their energy here feels very regretful and like they're coming to this place of wanting to do something about it. So you may hear from them. Now, when we look at these cards, we've got the innocent child. This was y'all's relationship at the beginning. The innocence of a child. It was carefree. It was beautiful. It was loving. It was kind. And y'all had an instant connection, you know? But then a crack came into the relationship. Can you see the crack in the card? Their hands are pulled together with a heart in the middle, but then it's like this structure crack right through the middle, separating you. And then you've got obstacle. So there is hope. If this is someone that you think you might want to reconnect with, there is hope, but not without work. That said, regardless, whether this is someone that you hope to someday reconnect with or not, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I know you're hurting, but your heart will heal. You see how torn apart and bruised that heart is? And this heart here, it's in the shape of a flower. It's growing, but it's healed and growing, and it's facing towards the sunshine. You'll be okay, for sure. All right, let's get some more cards here. pull a few Kipper cards just to either get some more information on what happened, if there's anything more that Spirit wants us to know, or on what will happen. Let's see what they want to tell us. We have despair, mature woman, and pathway. Well, they're hurting, as I'm sure you are too, but I feel this is full on their energy. You being a little bit, now you may not be, this is, indicative of an older woman. Age aside, your energy feels very old soul. And that is how they see you. Whether they know that term or not, they see you as someone who is wise for your years, grounded, stable. And then we've got pathway. They have choice. They have some decisions to make. So the decision hasn't been made yet. You both have decisions to make. Like this pathway is in front of both of you. You both have decisions to make, and so outcomes are still up in the air here. All right, let's get some messages from your person. Let's see if there was something that their higher self wants to say to you, would like to say to you, or something they wish they could say to you but aren't. We have my life is falling apart and I'm struggling. Goes well with despair, unfortunately. I have a hard time trusting anyone. I'm doing just fine on my own. It's easier to block everything out right now. I'd rather ignore my emotions. And I do think with both of these cards, they are ignoring their emotions. They're telling themselves they're fine. They're trying to pretend like everything's okay. But the reality is, they're struggling. Big happy changes are coming when you least expect it. So they are most definitely considering approaching you again. And they're trying to build up the courage, the optimism, the hope. They want to come to you and not just reconnect, not just apologize. I do see those both being part of it. But it's like they want to make up for what they've done by doing something special. I don't know what that will be. I don't know that that's necessary. You would know that better than me, but sometimes sometimes people want to put on a show, and honesty and heartfelt sentiment can often mean more. But in some way, they at least in their head, they're trying to think of ways to surprise you, to win you back. Okay, let's get some channeled messages for you. I don't expect you to wait for me. I don't understand why you left. That would be you. I haven't completely healed from the past. They know that you don't understand. They know that you don't understand why they left. I don't think they knew really why they left at the time. They weren't going, I feel very insecure. They weren't thinking that. They were just thinking, I'm not happy. And they do need to heal from that. Any more messages, Spirit? Yeah, they want to give you a few more here. Our love changed everything. Do you even love me? And I'm not ready for love. So many questions going on in their head. But your relationship did change them. I told you right in the beginning, there's this connection. And I saw it here too. There is a connection. Y'all were meant to meet. And I think in a lot of ways, you being in their life was very important. You did things, said things, showed them parts of yourself and showed them parts of themselves that they needed to see. You were put in their path for a reason. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, they got a couple more for you. You were my best friend. It was love at first sight. We talked about that early on, right? And I'm not a bad person for choosing me. I think they're realizing this also about you, that you choosing you, that you igniting your own life didn't make you a bad person. And I think at the time it bothered them. It really did, just purely out of insecurity. But they're seeing now that you weren't a bad person for that. They actually are starting to realize how much they admire you for that. All right, I'm going to give you one last card. This is, my spirit guides wanted me to use these cards. They have nothing to do with love for the most part. But they're called fortune cookies, and they wanted to give a message that was just for you. Could be about love, could be about anything. Since this whole reading is about your person, they wanted to give you a message just for you, so that you don't leave here empty-handed, which I think is very nice. Okay. All right, well, that's a good one. Personal riches. Small successes are likely now and bigger ones are on the way. Finances could improve dramatically. Well, hallelujah to that. Good for you. All right, y'all, that's all I've got for you. I hope that helped. I hope it gave you some insight. I'd love to know anything you want to share with me in the comments about your situation, about your person, about where your head is at. I love just getting insight and seeing how we connected and how the cards connected with you. And of course, I am wishing you lots of personal riches. I hope that fortune cookie is 1,000% right and then some. All right, group one, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, let's see what's going on. What happened? Why did your person leave? Hoping maybe we can get you some closure here on some level anyway, to kind of see what happened. See what happened with your person, with the relationship. Where did things go wrong? I'm going to pull some tarot cards, and then I have some oracle cards, some other cards here for you, and some message cards as well. right, we have Page of Wands. It's funny, that card actually popped out when I was pre-shuffling your cards earlier. Must be an important one. The Fool card. Temperance reversed. And the Hermit reversed. All right, let's get some more cards. King of Pentacles, the Emperor reversed, Eight of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles reversed. All right, let's get some of these oracle cards out, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. We have the Spring. It's card number 48. Card 17, Looking at One Another. And 37, Family. Interesting. Okay, give me just a second to take these in, and I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing here already. All right, so from the beginning, y'all had very, very different energy. And maybe that's what attracted you to each other. Your energy is showing, and feel free to reverse these scenarios if that fits your situation better. But your energy is coming through as very calm, very stable, very secure, very mature, regardless of your age, very comfortable and content. Their energy is the Page of Wands, which is a younger, more juvenile energy, again, regardless of their age. It's a little bit more spirited, carefree, sometimes careless. Not very stable. Not very grounded. So very different energies. Both are great in their own way. Just very different coming in. And as things progressed further, I see them getting a little restless, you know, wanting adventure, wanting change, wanting to do something different. And your energy is, it feels a little, first of all, you weren't all for this. That's what I'm getting. Like, you weren't ready to just like jump into something new with them, and you know. But it's almost like they rattled your world a little bit, pushed your buttons a little bit. I get the sense that they sort of talk to you sometimes like, what I'm hearing in my head is old fuddy-duddy, and You never want to try anything. You never want to do anything. Like almost like they were belittling you for being settled and calm and comfortable in your life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel I'm just like kind of picking at you, not necessarily to be mean, but just picking at you and getting to you a little bit, like getting under your skin. So there's already some tension here. You know, like in the beginning, you were probably drawn to each other's differences, you know, which is often the case. But when they started to try to change you, and then almost like they were kind of judging you for being who you were when you met, that's when things started getting a little tense. And they really were not seeing your point of view. With this Temperance card in reverse, you know, when it's upright, this card in particular, he's balancing, perfectly balancing the feminine and the masculine. Seeing both, understanding both, capturing and embracing both. In reverse, that is not happening. That energy becomes one-sided. It becomes impatient. And your energy was to just, you know, to try to keep working on yourself, on your life. You know, when the relationship fell apart, when they left, when things, you know, split apart, they were feeling out of balance. You kind of went back to work, refocused. Now these final two cards represent kind of what's next. And I see you both wanting to not be alone anymore. You're both alone in different ways and wanting to come out of it. For them, it's almost like an isolation. You know, we look at this Fool and we look at this Hermit, and it's almost like they're both on the same cliff edge, but very different energies. And they don't want to be in that energy anymore. They don't want to be alone anymore. For you, it's like it was an energy of being self-sufficient, being fine, being abundant in your own right, but recognizing also what's missing, you know. All right, let's get a few more cards and let's see what else is going on. Spirit, can you give me one card, please, for the Page of Wands and the Fool? Let's look at your person's past energy here. Two of Wands. Yeah, okay. And one card, please, for the King of Pentacles and the Emperor reversed. Ace of Swords reversed. So their energy is very much about what's next. What do we do next? Where do we go next? What you know, what's next? You know, and your energy was very much about, I'm happy right here. Until things started to get tense and weird and they got under your skin and you started to overthink it. You started to, you know, it may have put you in a bad mood sometimes. it really upset the status quo in your life to have this going on. All right. Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the breakup energy, this Temperance in reverse? And let's see what else was going on there. Strength card. Interesting. And one card, please, for the Eight of Pentacles. Ten of Cups reversed. Well, you know, this whole situation did turn your life, kind of, your emotional life, upside down. Early on, you really thought, you know, there was a future with this person. And it was all sort of ripped away. And your antidote to that was, you know, get back to work. Bury yourself back in your work, focus on projects, learn something new. You know, whatever it is, you sort of just refocused your energy. For them, they got really out of balance. They were not seeing your point of view. They also, what I'm getting from these cards together, they didn't like who they were becoming on some level. It's like they recognized that they were going too far, that they overstepped boundaries with some of the things they said or some of the, you know, ways they acted toward you. So while they weren't quite seeing your point of view, like your life view, they did recognize that they weren't being kind. They weren't being the kind of person that they would have been proud to be. And so there was also this energy of wanting to or needing to separate in order to rebuild their strength, their compassion. Their ability to understand and be kind again. All right. Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for this Hermit reversed? Let's see what else we can see about what's coming next here. Eight of Swords. And one card, please, for the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Pentacles. So you're both, what's coming? You may be there now, but you might not be. What's coming for both of you is this sense of not wanting to be alone anymore for different reasons. For them, they're feeling too isolated. For you, it's a feeling of, like, my life is good, but I'm missing this 10th pentacle. 9 and 1 is 10. It's like your life is missing something and you're ready for something new. Meanwhile, they're feeling kind of empty and trapped. and sort of having to face themselves. You know, if you notice this in this card, she's looking in the mirror and seeing a different version of herself than what is reality. And that's sort of their energy. You're both wanting essentially the same thing, to not be alone anymore. But for very, very different reasons. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to pull some Kipper cards. These are going to give us just a little more color, a little more detail on either what happened here or what's coming. We have great fortune, false person, and concern. So, yeah, things were good early on. They were interesting, they were exciting, they were fun. It felt like a gift from the universe, like you'd won the lottery, you know, meeting this person. You know, and they felt the same way. But then we have this false person energy. They started to become someone, number one, that they didn't like. They started to become someone they didn't want to be. And partly as a way, not consciously, but as a way to undermine and manipulate you into doing what they wanted to do. You know, go on adventures, you know, sell everything and move on. Like who knows what they had in their mind? You maybe do, but it's like they used means to try to cajole you, to kind of try to poke you into following their lifestyle that were not fully honest and true. But in reality, this is not who they are, and they did start to recognize that, and they are seeing that full on now. And they don't like what they see. They don't like it. They are growing up. They are maturing. They are seeing kind of the error of their ways. So let's look at these cards. So we've got the Spring card. This is sort of, you know, when I talked about you two having very different energies, when I look at this card, it's like earth and water and clouds coming together. It's like elements that are very different, you know, the earth and the water coming together to support each other, staying true to your own element, right? The ground isn't turning into water, the water isn't turning into ground. Staying true, but supporting each other, you know? The river can stay on its path because of the earth. The earth stays fruitful and alive because of the water. And in the middle of this is love. That's really like, you know, big picture, the energy of y'all. And then you started to look at each other. And it's one thing to look at each other and admire each other's differences. But it's completely another thing when looking becomes judging. And in some ways, I do feel like that was happening on their part anyway. And maybe on yours as well. You know, maybe your differences just came to a head and made things more challenging. And then we have this family card. And what I'm noticing about this card, you'll see this family in the picture and then this lone person sort of looking at it. And I do feel like that's the energy that really both of you are moving into. You know, looking at what you want. I can see neither one of you want to be alone or won't want to be alone when this comes to fruition. And so that's when you start to look at, well, what do I want? What's important to me? Where does it go from here? All right. Let's get one more outcome card, or I should say outcome, but what's next card, just to get some final input on where this might go. King of Wands. I do see a fire being reignited. I do see them changing. So if you notice here with this Strength card, her face is half woman, half lion. That's her, you know, understanding more of what's going on, not being quite there for your person is when it's combined with the Temperance reversed. But here we have this lion in the background. It's like they're leaving the beast behind them. They still have this fiery energy, this go-get-em, adventurous sort of like little wildness that probably attracted you to them in the first place, but it's more mature. It's no longer the Page of Wands. It's the King of Wands. They're much more mature, and they're leaving the beast, this lion, behind. So they very well may come and approach you, but with a brand new attitude, a brand new persona, you know, more grown up. What you do with that, completely up to you. But I do see them approaching you. I do see them coming towards you, wanting to at least try to make amends and, you know, try to light that fire again. All right, let's get some messages for you. Let's see what's in their head, what their higher self might tell you, what they might tell you or don't want to tell you. We have, I'm sweeping away toxicity to make room for what's truly important. My heart is opening and I'm ready. I promise you. All right. Yeah, they're coming around. They're maturing a lot in a short amount of time. Or, you know, it could be a while, actually. I don't have a time frame here. It just doesn't feel... It feels like they're making progress already. So... they're going to get there and they're going to come back around and, you know, at least approach you. All right, let's get some channeled messages for you and see what else they have to say to you. I want a new beginning with you. Do you miss me the way I miss you? And I hate how things ended. Wow, I mean, I feel all of those, every one of those messages. Let's get a few more here. I have issues, you have issues too, and I wish I could stop thinking about you. Okay, they want a few more for you. My world is being shaken up. Were you just using me? It's an interesting energy coming from them. You know, it's a very immature energy. And I feel it. I feel it over here, you know? As part of them, that energy I had when I was real, like in those cards, of them just picking at you and trying to find fault and getting under your skin, you know? I could almost even hear them saying that to you then. You know, were you just using me for whatever? It's very immature energy. I do not feel they are in that energy anymore. No one has ever hurt me like you did. I push people away when they get too close, and I'm not ready for love. These three feel very much like the energy they were in at breakup time. Like they poked and they prodded and they pushed you away until they hurt you. And then you probably snapped back and hurt them back. But they only saw their side of it. So rather than try to fix it, rather than be compassionate, rather than try to see both sides, they just decided they didn't want love anymore. And moved on. But quickly, very quickly, found themselves in an energy of like, oh crap, what did I do? This is not where I want to be. And their world started being shaken up, and now they can't stop thinking about you. They want a new beginning. They miss you. They hate how things ended. They really went from, and you know, this fiery energy, I see that a lot. They go from like A to Z very quickly. You know, they go from the get away from me, you're terrible, were you just using me, I'm not ready for you, go away, to, oh my God, what happened? I miss you, how can I live without you energy. They go from A to Z very, very quickly. You know, fire signs, they may be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They may not be, it's okay if they're not. But they have that fiery, adventurous energy regardless. And they move through emotions very quickly. It doesn't mean it's not real. It just means they don't dwell. They don't dwell on the past. They don't dwell on the bad. They move through it. They move through it. They move through it. So whatever energy they're in, they move through it. And they have and are moving through it. And they will be coming back to you, more mature, but still fiery energy. what you do with that is up to you. So I have one last card for you. This deck is called Fortune Cookies, I think. When I was preparing for this reading, my guides really wanted me to use this deck. It is not a deck I usually use in a love reading because it's not really love related. But what they told me is, this reading is all about your person. It's all about them. They wanted to leave you with a message that's just for you. It may be about love. It could be about anything. They just wanted you to have something for you, so you're not walking away empty-handed. So I thought that was very nice. So, and I always do what they say. Almost always. All right. Okay. All right, your card is property. A property purchase or sale for many, but heed security concerns in any transactions. There's a change, what I'm hearing is a change of residence. You may be moving. You may also, some of you may be buying property, investment property, rental property. You may be in real estate also, in which case this is a message of success, of opportunity and good luck, but also a reminder to, cross your T's and dot your I's. Make sure anything you sign has been triple checked. It's a message of, it's a positive message of opportunity and success, but it's also a message of slow down, read everything through carefully, don't miss anything. So, something they wanted you to have. All right, y'all, that's all I've got for you. I hope that helped you. I hope it gave you some insight. If you want to give me any feedback or share any of your story and your thoughts and how the cards may have connected with your situation, I love to hear that. I love to know where the connections meet. It really helps me with what I do, and it helps me feel more connected to your energy as well. So thank you for that in advance, and thank you for being here. We'll see you next time, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, Group 3. All right, let's get into it. Take a look and see, what happened. Why did they leave? Why did your person leave? What happened with your relationship? Just try to see what was going on then and what they didn't tell you. Hopefully get you some closure, if that's what you're looking for. See if there's any hope or reason for reconciliation, if that's what you're hoping for. So we'll take a look. I'm going to pull some tarot cards and some oracle cards, and I have some message cards for you as well, and then a final little bonus message just for you at the end. All right, we have 9 of Cups, Ace of Wands reversed, the Fool reversed, and 7 of Wands reversed. I'm going to get a few more cards here. Let's get another row here. The Hermit reversed, the Magician reversed, Eight of Wands, and the World reversed. I'm going to get some oracle cards, get those out on the table, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. All right, we have card number 3, the initial difficulty. 16, fervor. It's a funny word, fervor. And 53, intimacy. All right, give me just a second. Let me take these in and get some initial messages for you. So what I'm seeing early on in your relationship is you may have been going through either a difficult time prior to meeting this person, or just a very lonely time. Time that you spent, kind of in isolation. You spent by yourself. I'm seeing you having spent a lot of time alone, and then you make your way out of hermit mode, and you meet your person. You get to know your person, and you're coming back out of this, but to them, you are everything they were wishing for. It's like they wanted nothing more than you. And you showed up and changed their life. It was everything. You were their treasure. You were like their every emotion. Your energy, though, a little more subdued. I feel like you were grateful to have met this person and to be with this person. Happy, but not like, jumping through the roof like they were. And then as things progress a little bit, you start to have some more challenges. Kind of backtracking into your old world a little bit, possibly falling into some old patterns. Not trusting yourself, not believing in yourself, really kind of not making the most of your situation. And there is no judgment there, because I'm telling you, I've been there. I know exactly what that feels like, and I think we probably all do. We all go through it at some point. So this was your time that you were going through this, and I get it. For them, though, it was hard to witness. It was hard to watch. I feel like they saw more potential in you. They saw more for you. And it was hard for them to watch you give up on yourself in whatever way you did. And maybe give up on yourself is not for everyone. But it was hard for them to watch you not be yourself, not be your best self. They had a really hard time with it. Anything else you want to say, Spirit? Yeah, there's this sense of them wanting to fix it, but not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do it, and really not being able to fix it. Like, you can't fix someone else. But there was this desire to do that. And then we get into this energy of it's like they're wanting to give up. They're truthfully they're wanting to run away, and because things started to come to a head too quickly, too much happening at once. And I'm going to get some more cards and we'll get more information, so don't worry. In fact, I'm going to pull some cards now before we go any further. Because there's some big energy there, and I want to make sure that I'm telling you exactly what's here. So, Spirit, can you give us one card, please, for the Nine of Cups? Ace of Cups. Yeah, they were just smitten with you. All right, let's get a card, please, for the Hermit reversed. You see a little bit more there. Yeah, they were just head over heels for you. You were everything they had been asking for, looking for, hoping for. You came to them like magic out of the sky, is kind of how they saw it. You have the Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah, again, it's this, you were coming out of something. Very subdued. Happy, but sort of suppressing your happiness. But they saw in you this magnetism. They saw in you this light that I'm not sure you saw in yourself, but it was there. What I'm hearing is your smile lit up their whole world when you smiled. It might not have been all the time, because clearly you were still coming through something, but they lived for those moments. It's beautiful energy, really. A lot of healing going on for you, and just some really just pure, genuine love coming from them. All right, Spirit, what else can you tell us about the Ace of Wands reversed? Six of Swords reversed. Yeah, they didn't know what to do. They're wanting to help, feeling really at a loss, not knowing what to do, not wanting to go anywhere. Like there was no desire to leave you at that point, to end things. I will say it crossed their mind then, because it was hard to watch. It was just hard to watch you in this situation. All right, Spirit, what else can you tell us about the Magician reversed? What was going on with group 3 at this time? They're saying you lost your light. Knight of Swords. All right. What I'm actually seeing here, this is surprising, because I didn't see it before. You were going through a hard time. They're struggling. But you actually tried to leave them, or made a move to leave them. Or if nothing else, you talked about leaving them. And they did not want you to go. They didn't want to leave, and they didn't want you to go. I don't really see arguments here. It's despair. It's a little bit of running away from your problems, not wanting to face them anymore, not wanting to face your person anymore, and just sort of wanting to escape it. Anything else you want to tell us about that, Spirit? What I'm hearing is there isn't anything they could have done to change your mind at that point. You were going to do what you were going to do, and it devastated them. Okay. All right, let's move on. Spirit, what can you tell us about the Fool reversed? Five of Cups. You know what? I'm going to pull, before I start with that message. Spirit, can you give us the Eight of Wands, a card for the Eight of Wands, please? Ace of Pentacles reversed. So you may have left, or you may have threatened to leave, talked about leaving. It was there. Like, this energy of you leaving was there. Whether or not you physically walked out the door, I don't know. And it may just be because different people will have different scenarios have happened. But the energy of you leaving is there, and they knew it. They were aware of this, as I'm sure you know. And they were at a loss to get you to change your mind. They didn't know what to do. They were trying to pull you out of your funk. And nothing was working. And then we get into this energy where you come back in. And suddenly you're wanting to make changes. You're wanting to start a new life with them, is what I'm feeling. But it's not working. And it's because they had already grieved this relationship. And at this point, frankly, they wanted to be anywhere but there. They were kind of just over it. Their heart really kind of broke for you. Oh, here, and previously. But then you come back in, and to them it felt like nothing had happened. Like you came in like nothing had happened, and yet so much had happened, and they didn't quite know how to reconcile that. And so they left. They left kind of reluctantly because they knew that they loved you. They didn't know what to do with this energy either. And it was so, to them, it was so out of the blue. They didn't know what to do with it. And you didn't seem like you anymore. And to them, I'm not saying this is what happened, but from their point of view, to them, it felt like you didn't understand them anymore. Like you just wanted to pick up the pieces of your life and move on, and never mind what happened. You know, never mind how they felt. I'm not saying that's how you were. I'm not saying that was what you were doing, but that was their perception. They felt like you didn't care, and that you just wanted to fix things to make yourself feel better. And they just didn't want anything to do with that. So, the final two cards is what's next. And what I'm seeing is your person putting their guard down, being a little vulnerable, opening themselves up to the possibility of getting hurt. And your energy with the world reversed is, it's a stuck energy. You're wanting to move forward, but it's not quite happening. So let's get a couple more cards and just see what else we can see here. Spirit, can you give us a card, please, for the Seven of Wands reversed? Two of Cups reversed. They're putting their guard down. They're opening themselves up, but they're not ready for love. So when you get to this point, this is what's coming. I don't know when. But they're wary. They're very wary of love. Spirit, can you give us another a card, please, for the World reversed? Let's see what's in your energy. And of course, y'all, feel free to reverse these roles if that makes more sense for you. That does happen. You were brought here for a reason, but it may not be, you may be the person on top. Okay. Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, it's a little bit of this energy of wanting to make something happen with this person, or just in general, and feeling very stuck, overthinking, really sort of like kind of beating yourself up with regrets, with what ifs, or what if I'd done this, should have done that. I don't know if you approach them or not, or if they approach you. I don't see that. I just see them being, being a little bit more vulnerable, but still hesitant when it comes to a relationship with you or anyone. And I see you feeling very stuck yet. All right. All right, Spirit wants to give you an advice card so that when you get to this point, you can move forward. So that you can maybe either avoid this stuck energy or get out of it when you find yourself there. When you find that things aren't moving forward. King of Cups reversed. They're saying, get your mind off of love. Get your life together. They did not say life. They say get your shit together. Get yourself together. Focus on healing yourself. Focus on like getting your head straight, getting your life organized and ready. Like the reason why you're stuck, they're saying, is because you're not ready and your life's not ready. So they're saying get yourself ready. Never mind love. Never mind relationships. And I know nobody wants to hear that. But you have to secure that relationship with yourself first. You have to. You've got to love yourself. You've got to learn to love your life. Appreciate your life. You know, everything that's in it, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, be grateful for what's there. Get yourself into that calmer space. And then love will come back in. 1000% for sure. All right. They want me to pull one more card, just, you know, like a little further out. Like, what else can you expect from this union in the future? Eight of Cups. What I'm seeing here and what I'm hearing, normally this card means moving on. What I'm hearing is moving forward. You're leaving this in the past, like this old version of yourself. You know, usually this is, you know, love in that cup. It's a relationship you're walking away from. But they're saying, no, you're walking away from this old version of yourself that was so unhealed. Like you've been through a lot. And no one could blame you for, you know, struggling with that. But you are going to get to the point where you're going to be able to leave all of that behind and move forward and, you know, move towards the sunlight, move toward a new horizon. I don't know if you're moving toward them and if they're moving toward you or not. What I'm hearing in my head is it's a possibility, but it's not a given. Part of that is up to you. But regardless, you are going to move forward, and it looks so much more beautiful on the other side. Past all of this, so much more beautiful. All right, I'm going to pull some Kipper cards. Get a little more color, a little more detail, either on what happened here or, you know, what to expect. We'll see what they want to show us. Main male, courtship, and distant horizons. They're telling me you're going to meet somebody new. Someone who's going to show you a whole new world. And it's going to happen once you heal, once you get your life calm and stable and your emotions calm, and you're able to walk away from whatever happened in your past, whatever really had you struggling. Somebody's going to come into your life. It's possible it could be this person. But if it is, it will feel brand new. They will feel like a new person, and you will feel like a new person to them. But yeah, it is possible it's that person, but it's also possible it's not. It's going to vary depending on your specific situation, but there is new love coming. So remember, when you get to this place and you're feeling stuck and you feel like you're ready to move forward and nothing is, they're saying you still have more healing to do. They're saying pull away from love and relationships. Turn those thoughts off. Stop looking. Stop trying. Focus on you. Meditate, clean, go for walks out in nature, purge things in your house that need to go. Little things that will help, like clean up your life, literally and metaphorically, clean up your life and get you on new footing. All right, so let's talk about these cards. We've got initial difficulty. What I'm seeing is, here's your person out here, loving life, out in the sunshine, big old heart, not really recognizing or appreciating how difficult this climb is for you to be there, to be in that moment with them, to be in that energy with them. It was hard. And then we have this this kind of, runner chaser energy. You wanting to leave, then them wanting to leave. And no one is feeling very stable. It is this very wild energy of wanting to escape something on both of your parts. Different times, but similar energy. And then we have intimacy. This card, compared to these, and compared to most of the cards over here, it feels so peaceful, it feels so calm, it feels so welcoming. This is what's coming for you. All right, let's get some messages from your person. They're also saying to me, this intimacy, actual intimacy, is with yourself. Like learning to go within intimately and repair your relationship with yourself. and learn to love yourself again. All right. I have so much going on in my life, and I'm struggling to juggle it all at once. Feeling trapped pushes me away. Please give me some space. I'm uneasy about myself. I don't know if I can truly make you happy. Honestly, I feel like these are all messages coming from you to them. Maybe these were things or similar things, obviously not word for word, but things that you said to them or energy that they got from you, even if you didn't say the words. Because it's like when I'm reading these cards and holding these cards, I feel it in your person's heart, as if they heard those words and they just sort of stuck there. Just kind of like burning in their heart a little bit. I'm really sorry that you have gone through such a difficult time. All right, let's get some channeled messages. I don't understand why you left. That could be for both of you. No one has ever hurt me like you did. Let's get some more. Gosh, this is such a heavy feeling reading. Oh. I'm afraid of commitment, but you make me want to change. I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. It's a little bit of what we talked about at the beginning. You know, they saw so much light in you and so much potential and so much to offer that you just didn't see in yourself, or they didn't think you saw it anyway. I'm sorry I betrayed you. Right, any other messages? Yep, I want to give you a couple more. Our love changed everything. And I just want to make you smile. Remember I told you that? Your smile lit up their world. Let me tell you, they had and have so much love for you. Whether y'all make your way back to each other or not, they will always remember you and think of you fondly, regardless of how things ended. There's something about you that they will never be able to shake. But the energy did get so heavy and so hard that they just couldn't live like that anymore. For their own peace of mind and for their own sense of self, they had to go. And I hope, when you look back at this situation, maybe you'll be able to recognize why and see that it's true. All right, so when I was, pulling decks for this reading, my guides really wanted me to use this deck at the end. This is called a fortune cookie deck. It's called Fortune Cookies. Anyway, it is not a deck I usually use in any kind of love reading, but this is how they felt. This reading, although yours is a little bit different than the others, because this reading did end up being a lot about you, but in general, that you came here, this reading is about finding out why your person left, what happened with your person. And they really wanted to give you a message that's just for you. It may be about love, it might not be, could be about anything. But they wanted to give you a message, a prediction, something that's just for you. So that's what this is. One final message just for you. Your card is planning. Now is the time to lay down the foundations for your future. Financial gains are more than likely. It's exactly the advice they gave you earlier. Different words, same concept. They want you to prepare your life to move forward. And whatever that takes, like I said, purging, going within, just do the work, It's not fun. It is hard. But the sooner you get the hard stuff over, the sooner you are unstuck and you can move on. And that's the truth, because I have been there. All right, y'all, your reading went extra long. I apologize for that, but I hope you got something out of this that is helpful. I really do. And just try to stay positive and keep going, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Feel free to drop me a comment if there's anything about this reading or your situation that you want to share and tell me. I do love connecting with you all that way. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.